I don't really see the country doing anything wrong, but what I've seen in a lot of places, especially when it comes to infrastructure, but other things, is governments trying to do too much themselves. And not only is that costly, but sometimes you can just be way off market and the investments just don't turn out the way they should, which is, I say, why I recommend in many of these areas the government, in its investing, which it must do, human, as I said, human, physical, digital infrastructure, that it try to involve the private sector to make sure the investments are really going to be cost effective.
Some of our restrictions compared to other countries are thought to be a bit restrictive, a bit strict for visitors. Do you think mask wearing is one of them? Um, and a lot of the tourists that come here are not prepared to abide by the restrictions that we have, the COVID restrictions. Do you think that will be a hindrance for us? And what advice would you have on that?
So I, you know, I run an international business, and before COVID, I was traveling 75% of the time. It's really only since about the middle of September that I've been able to travel widely again. So I don't think, the fact that restrictions have been difficult here is not unique. There's been difficult restrictions a lot of places. I must tell you, in terms of the countries I've gone to recently, this was relatively easy to come to in terms of testing. I mean, look, mask wearing, we may not like it, but it's not hard to do. But there's lots of countries that have much more difficult testing and vaccination requirements. So I personally haven't found it that difficult to come here. Look, these COVID regulations are all a temporary phenomenon anyway. 6 months from now, I think we'll be past it all.